The whole video is black and white. I love black and white videos.
So in today's video, we're going to be doing a reaction video to Tony Turner's Behind Aaliyah and Ananda Lewis relationship. I really wanted to react to this because I've been having this theory in my head about Aaliyah and Ananda and Aaliyah and Natane. And you may be asking, what does Natane have to do with Aaliyah and Ananda Lewis? But I'll get right into that soon enough. But we're gonna be reacting to this, and I already watched it yesterday, but I'm gonna react to it and then give you guys my little conspiracy on Aaliyah and Ananda. So without further more to say, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get right into this video. Now, I tried to film this video yesterday in the car, and it was too many people outside for me to film. It was so many kids running around screaming, and just couldn't do it in the car. So now I'm doing it in my room. Unfortunately, I don't like the vibes in here. It's just not enough light for me. But anyways, let's get into this because I'm really excited. I literally got excited when I seen that video. I was like, I gotta watch this. Let's see if I can find it. All right, I found it, and let's just see what it's given.
Ananda Lewis was once one of the most recognizable faces to millions of teens in the 90s and early 2000s, hosting BET shows like Teen Summit and MTV shows like TRL and Hot Zone. Before leaving the spotlight for personal reasons, Ananda had established herself as more than just a TV personality, but a powerful voice for the voiceless. She also established many highlighted friendships, including one with Aaliyah. In a recent Instagram story post, Ananda got emotional as Aaliyah's hit song Try Again played in the background. Ananda obviously still has love for Aaliyah and always did. After hosting 3 seasons of Teen Summit on BET, Ananda got offered the job to be an MTV VJ. Through hosting for MTV, she eventually met Aaliyah, whose status had really blown up with the release of Are You That Somebody in the summer of 1998. Aaliyah also did many hosting gigs for MTV in the late 90s as her popularity grew, so she and Ananda every now and then would run into each other. Even while hosting a New Year's Eve special together in 1999, you can see their growing friendship.
Hey y'all, we got Aaliyah Insta from the cold weather, girl. Thank you for hanging out with us on New Year's Eve. You have a good time out there? This is my wish for you in 1999. I want everybody to say your name right. Tell me how to say your name. Aaliyah. Aaliyah. I'm listening back to you. Happy New Year, baby. Happy New Year.
Even Ananda got tired of people pronouncing Aaliyah's name wrong. But it was really the year 2000 when their bond grew the strongest. That April, Aaliyah and Ananda would be spotted hanging out together at Joel's album release party. Right off the cusp of her successful debut film, Romeo Must Die, and corresponding #1 single, Try Again, Aaliyah was in high demand. While filming the music video for her single with DMX, Come Back in One Piece, she even included Ananda in one of the scenes where they had a cat fight. Accordingly, MTV had a Romeo Must Die special featuring Aaliyah and DMX, hosted by none other than Ananda Lewis. The support and respect were mutual. Ananda and Aaliyah even joined forces later that year at the 2000 VMAs when they came together to introduce a performance by NSYNC. As Aaliyah's profile grew stronger, so did MTV's desire to have her do more hosting gigs, which, as mentioned earlier, is when she frequently met up with Ananda. Ananda even still holds these memories to this day.
We always had hair conversations in between takes. Oh man, I miss her.
As the year 2001 rolled around, Aaliyah and Ananda kept in touch as much as possible with their blossoming careers. Aaliyah would release her highly anticipated third.
Now, I don't mean to stop it already. I'm trying to get through this video without talking, but I do have a reason as to why I personally feel like Aaliyah connected to Ananda Lewis so easily. And sorry if I'm talking weird, I have allergies. And I don't know, the change in weather is starting to get to me. So anyways, I do have my little conspiracy on why Aaliyah connected to Ananda Lewis so easily. And man, I just cannot wait to throw it out on the table. It is a conspiracy theory. It's no truth to it. I just want to say that. But I was taking that interview that Aaliyah did from what, 2000? Correct me if I'm wrong. But she was basically saying how it would take you a cool minute to get to know her. But yeah, she was clinging to these females fast, and I just didn't understand it. But anyways, let's get back into the video.
Self-titled album, while Ananda continued to host MTV specials featuring music and social issues while developing her own talk show. Unfortunately, one of the MTV specials Ananda would eventually host would be a music video tribute dedicated to Aaliyah after her tragic accident that August. During the special, Ananda would read messages sent in from fans and celebs while Aaliyah's music videos played in between. Ananda would also be seen at Aaliyah's funeral, very emotional, understandably so. A few days later, the Ananda Lewis talk show would premiere, but of all days, it just so happened to premiere the day before 9/11. Just wow. With Aaliyah's passing, 9/11, and with the news that her grandmother needed her care, the talk show was short-lived, and Ananda decided to leave show business for a while as her heart was not in it anymore. She did, however, appear in the music video for Aaliyah's posthumous single, Miss You, over a year later. When asked about their friendship after appearing in the music video, Ananda stated, "We were friends. We would hang out when she would come into town, both at work because we did a lot of shows together, but then also outside of work too." She also added, "I read somewhere that someone said that, oh, they were best friends. I would say that's an overreach. Like, we were definitely friends. There was a lot of love and a lot of fun shared between us, but I know she had literal best friends, and I never want to step on that, but we were cool. She was amazing, kind, and smart, beautiful, talented, everything everybody knows, but it was all exactly that, and up close too." Ananda acknowledged that although they weren't the best of friends, they still had a strong bond that was continuing to develop. Nowadays, Ananda is a very skilled carpenter, still very active on social media, and even has her own YouTube channel where she discusses her time hosting while making other nostalgic and lifestyle content. Aaliyah and Ananda were both it girls in their respective careers who had an evolving friendship. Although the friendship never got to see its full potential, sadly reflecting Aaliyah's life and career, the bond they created left a long-lasting impression. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notification.
And that is it for that video. That was a short video, but it was still really good and interesting. It had a lot of information in it that I've never even heard before. And that's probably because I don't really know Ananda Lewis like that. I did see her around Aaliyah in pictures and stuff like that, but I never knew who she was and what she did, and I didn't really know who she was. So it's good to hear who she was and the relationship between her and Aaliyah. Yeah. Anyways, for one, before we get into my little theory, I just want to say that Ananda Lewis is very beautiful. Let's just stop and say that, along with Aaliyah, of course. But Ananda Lewis is so beautiful. Her hair was beautiful. Like, every woman in the 90s, early 2000s were so gorgeous. They were so natural, and they just wore a lot of girly things, and they could be themselves, and it was just a lot of natural going on. And I wish that it would go back to that, because it was just, those were the days. Like, you just look back on it and you're just like, wow, I wish I was old enough to be in that time. Whatever. And another thing I want to say is I definitely respect Ananda Lewis for not wanting to step on the actual besties that Aaliyah had. She said that she wouldn't say that they were besties, but she said that they were just like friends, and they had a growing relationship basically. So I really respect her for that, because some people, we don't have a lot of women like that. Let's just say that, okay? A lot of people are fake today, and a lot of people back in the day were really real, and they really was cool. Like, we will never get that again. I don't think we will. But anyways, let's get into my little conspiracy about Aaliyah and Ananda Lewis. And we're also gonna be splitting this video into a theory on Aaliyah and Natane. So let's get started. Now, when you look up, and you know what? I'm always scraping up something to talk about. I feel like I'd be on to something. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's a lot of stuff that went on back in the day. I do think it was a little bit of shady business back then. Not when it came to holding your friends down, you know? Anyways, if you look up Damon Dash's dating history, oh Lord, you'll see Ananda Lewis on there. And I thought that was pretty weird because I'm like, well, Aaliyah's getting close to all these people who just so happen to date Damon Dash, you know? Anyways, we're gonna stick to Ananda Lewis. But anyways, let's read what it says. It says they had a relationship of 5 months and they started dating on March of 2001 and they separated on August of 2001. So a short-lived relationship. He was 29, she was 27. And I just thought that that was really creepy. I'm just like, well, this Ananda Lewis chick, ain't she the one in the pictures with Aaliyah? Why are they becoming close? Wouldn't that be weird? And I know that Aaliyah wasn't dating Damon Dash back then, but she ended up dating him in 2001. Then you keep scrolling down on his dating history, and of course you see Aaliyah, our girl, but you also see, and it says that Aaliyah was dating Damon Dash from 2000 to 2001, which is really weird. They must not have been in a relationship. Anyways, when you scroll down next to Aaliyah's picture, you see Natane. Now, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, not even gonna try. You see Natane on there as one of his girlfriends, and let's click on their information. Now it says Natane and Damon Dash dated from 1999 to 2000. Wow. So they had, what, a good 3 years in? Or a good 2 years, what am I talking about? They started dating in 1999. They separated in 2000. Natane was 22. Damon Dash was 27. Guess who else was close to Natane or starting to get close to Natane? I would like to say she was close because they were always hugged up, holding hands during parties. So I would say they were pretty close, or if not besties. But guess who was getting close to Natane as well? Miss Aaliyah. And I'm just like, she was getting close to Natane too. And it says that Natane dated Damon Dash. And I'm just like, I'm starting to see a cycle. I was starting to see a cycle from beginning of 1999 to 2001, or you could say 2000 to 2001. There was a cycle. And I'm just like, well, she's talking to all these women. She's getting close to all these women that was in a relationship with Damon Dash. And maybe she did know that Damon was still seeing Rachel Roy and she didn't care. Maybe she had no beef with them. Maybe she wanted to get more information out of them about Damon. Maybe she thought that they would be lenient towards her with information about Damon Dash. I don't know. I just think it's weird. Now, I'm just gonna say this. I feel like, personally, this is where my conspiracy comes in at, really. Full force. I think that Aaliyah was getting close to these women, Ananda Lewis and Natane particularly, because she was trying to make her way to Damon Dash. Now, what if she already knew who Damon Dash was and she just wanted to find a way to get closer to him? So she was doing it through these girls, these women, girls, now women. What if she was doing it to get to him through these girls? It makes sense because I'm like, you mean to tell me she ran into 2 girls, women, who just so happened to date the guy she would be dating later on in life in 2000 to 2001? Really? Ananda Lewis is on his dating history, and so is Natane. And I'm just like, she was getting close to these girls. They were growing a close bond with each other. You heard in the video, it was very informational, and they were growing a bond. They weren't best friends, but they were starting to hang out and do things together. They were doing talk shows together, and I'm just like, well, it's funny because Aaliyah ends up dating the same guy Ananda dated. What are the odds? Is it just a coincidence? And I started to think, I'm just like, wait, because I was doing other videos back then on Aaliyah and Damon, and I was looking at their dating history, and I went to Damon's dating history because I wanted to be nosy and I wanted to see who all he dated, because I'm pretty sure he was a HO, and I'm pretty sure that ain't even half of the list of girls he was messing around with. Let's be serious. But I went on his dating history a while back, and it said that Ananda and Natane were on there, and I'm just like, wait, there's pictures with Aaliyah and Ananda Lewis, and there's definitely pictures of Aaliyah and Natane. There's a pretty good amount of pictures of Aaliyah and Natane. They just look like besties. But the weird thing about their relationship is that Aaliyah and Natane, they were both still hanging out with Damon Dash, and Damon Dash was seen still hugged up on Natane, but also hugged up on Aaliyah. And it was just really weird. And Aaliyah even took it as far as to put Ananda Lewis in one of her music videos. Like, really? That is really wicked, and I don't know why it took me so long to even make a video about it, but she was literally getting close to his ex-girlfriends. Is that not weird or what? Like, Aaliyah was definitely playing roles in the industry. She knew what she was doing. She knew who she wanted to get close to, and it wouldn't shock me if this is the case, because Damon Dash was a CEO. He was one of the most poppin' people. I don't know if I can call him an artist, but he was one of the most poppin' people out back then, and I think Aaliyah knew that. She was definitely looking to settle down. She was 20, 21, 22. She was growing up. She wanted to find her love, settle down, get married, probably have babies. I definitely think she would have had some babies in her 20s, most certainly. She wouldn't have waited until she was 30, I'm sure. There's already talks that she wanted to get married and settle down and stuff, have a family. And I feel like she saw an opportunity to get to Damon. She knew who he was already. He was popping. How could you not hear about him back then? He was a CEO. He was helping Jay-Z. And it was just a lot of things going on. And she even dated Jay-Z, who was also best friends with Damon. Maybe that's why she didn't really like Jay-Z and she left him like that, because Jay-Z was probably the third option to getting closer to Damon, or maybe he just happened to get in the way since she was introduced to Damon by Natane. It's a lot of things that make you wonder and question what was going on. But it was said that Natane introduced Aaliyah to Damon. Maybe Jay-Z got into the way of Aaliyah's path on the way to Damon, and she just thought she'd give him a chance to see what he was about, and if he was strong enough to meet her match, which clearly he wasn't. He was under Damon at the time, but now he's a boss. We have to give him his props. Shout out to Jay-Z, hard-working businessman. But then after Jay-Z, she just left him. And I never understood, why would she just leave him like that? I'm sure they didn't have a title or anything, but didn't she have feelings, you know? And then she just went to his best friend, which was so wrong. You know, you're leading the first friend on, who was Jay-Z, and then you leave him for his best friend, who is already stuck up and mean to others. He was always like that back in the day. You look at any video, he's just so conceited. You could tell Jay-Z was just over that. She just gave him the satisfaction by doing that to Jay-Z. And I'm just like, maybe it was just to get to him. She knew exactly who Damon was, you know, and she just kept it to herself. Didn't tell anyone. It would have been weird. Oh yeah, I heard about Damon Dash. Yeah, he cool on the block. Then they would have been like, oh yeah, she's probably trying to get with him. Because he's the CEO, he has money, he is doing good. He has these clothing brands with his best friend, his right-hand man, Jay-Z, and you know, he has artists, he's in these music videos, he's doing a lot of things. And she probably knew that already. You know how you scope out somebody you want and you think he is fine and you gotta have him, you want him, you fantasize about him and you dream about him? That was probably Aaliyah. She knew exactly who she wanted to go after. And she knew exactly who she wanted to be in a relationship with, which was Damon. So she became close to Ananda Lewis to get close to Damon. Clearly that wasn't close enough. Then she got close to Natane, and that brought her closer to Damon, like more than it probably did with Ananda Lewis. And then that's when it all hit the media. You see pictures of her dancing on Damon, and or I don't know if it hit the media back then, but you know, now we see it. And she was dancing with Damon Dash and dancing with Natane and Damon Dash together, like a little 3 love triangle thing. And I'm just like, well, he was still clearly cool with his ex-girlfriend while kind of sparking things up with Aaliyah, which they weren't even supposed to be in a relationship, so he put it, but he ended up falling in love. And I'm just like, it would have been weird for me to be hanging out with the guy I like's ex-girlfriend and her dancing up on him. In that business, Aaliyah knew what she was doing. She wanted to be in a relationship that was very powerful so that they can both be worth so much put together. Like I said, she was on the rise. She was popping, one of the hottest artists out. He was a CEO. Put them together and their net worth together would have went up. I mean, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. As long as she's with him, she's basically worth $1 billion. He is a billionaire. So Aaliyah knew what she was doing. That's all I gotta say. I needed to get this out, and you guys let me know what you think. Do you think this could be the case? Do you think Aaliyah was very smart when it came to the industry as well, not just the deeper meaning, the deeper things behind it? Let me know, because I definitely think that she was playing people, getting under people's skin, and using them to make herself higher. She was doing it under wraps though. That could be another reason why a lot of people were in on her death, because she was just playing a lot of sides to get to the top and to have this title and be set for life. And it would explain why she has snakes in her video. If you look up the definition of snakes, it's just a lot going on. I think Aaliyah was playing both sides. Now, I'm not calling her out. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Aaliyah was doing some stuff that makes you question her heart. It is what it is. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, that'll be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I can just go on and on about this and other theories, because when you really look at the bigger picture, it makes you question, why was she hanging out with Ananda, Damon Dash's ex? Why was she hanging out with the second ex of his, which is Natane? And then she ends up dating Damon Dash. They come out on a red carpet holding hands and lovey-dovey. It's said that they're dating. They never say it themselves, but it's obvious that they had something sparked up. It's just weird. Like, I don't think I could bring myself to do that at all. You guys let me know what you think. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. That's my little theory on Aaliyah, Natane, and Aaliyah and Ananda Lewis. Now, I'm really glad that this video came out at this time, because I was already thinking this, and it just helped me put this video out. So this video really helped. Shout out to Tony Turner. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.